New article, new hat. So, codespell. So I got this from Christian Klaus. So that silly little project I play with on the side called Cards. I got a pull request against the project to add a pre-commit hook to run codespell. And I had never heard of codespell, so I was excited as to have a new topic for the podcast. Also, just this is neat. So codespell allows you what it does is it fixes common misspellings in text files, and specifically it's designed primarily for checking misspelled words in source code, but it can be used as other files as well. And for when Christian applied this to the Cards project, it noticed that in one of the documentation files I've got, one of the markdown files, I had spelled arguments with an extra U in the middle of it. And one of the problems with spelling, I mean, it's embarrassing to do and distracting to have spelling errors in your code or your comments or anything. But it's hard to deal with because a lot of source code doesn't have, you can't just throw normal spell checkers at source code because it'll warn you on your variable names and all sorts of stuff.
Right. You can't drop it in Grammarly. That's not going to go well.
Yeah, it's not going to work. But so I'm really excited to try this and to start using it because, I mean, if it can work for just about anything, like it might be able to work for, non-Python programs too, as well. Why not?
Yeah.
So
yeah, all sorts of documentation. That's cool. Yeah.
And it's a open source project. The GitHub repo has the entire dictionary, so you can scan through it. And there's ways to ignore certain words if you're like, no, that's the correct spelling, and it keeps doing stuff.
Right.
You can ignore it and stuff. So.
Nice. Well, that's a really good one. The most embarrassing misspelling I've ever done in code was I'd misspelled like a namespace or a class name or a package name or something like that. I can't remember quite where it was, but it was on a project I had been working on for like a year, and I misspelled it, but everything was autocomplete, and so I don't care. I'm like, da-da-da, and it's just like, okay, autocomplete. I'm not even like ever typing that again, right? And I guess I just wasn't paying attention to like that. I kind of suck at spelling, and that was like an extra bad case. Some new person came on the team and said, dude, why is this misspelled all over the place? And I'm like, oh, we got to fix it. But it was like other applications depended on that library and they used the misspelling. It was so bad because it was like, it had become pervasive throughout like all these different things. Like, we may have to leave that misspell. I think we eventually fixed it, but it was quite a bit of work considering what it should have been.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, at least you didn't have like both of the spellings be valid symbols in your program and mean completely different things.
Yeah. So, one of the things that's awesome about this podcast is we'll find some random thing, or maybe somebody will send it to us, and we'll say, oh, did you even know that this was a thing? I'd never heard of this. And then like 5 other people will shoot us a message and say, yeah, and this variation or this other thing. And that's cool, but there's also X, Y, and Z, right? Isn't that awesome?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I learned so much by doing this.
Yes, I know. We just got to throw something we vaguely know about and like people will correct us. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this segment of the Python Bytes podcast. This video was made during the recording of the full episode. Visit pythonbytes.fm and get the whole story. Subscribe to the podcast and get the entire episode delivered to your phone. Please support our work by taking one of the courses at pythonbytes.fm/courses or learning PyTest with Brian's book at pythonbytes.fm/PyTest. Finally, visit our sponsor shown on the screen here. Visit the link on the screen and get the special offer for Python Bytes and YouTube listeners. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.